There also seems to be a clear difference between the United States and Iran on this issue of whether they have the right to enrich. What is the U.S. position? Does the U.S. respect and recognize that right of Iran's? Yes or no?
No, there is no right to enrich. We do not recognize a right to enrich. It is clear in the NPT, in the Non-Proliferation Treaty, it's very, very clear that there is no right to enrich. But under the terms of this agreement, there will be a negotiation over whether or not they could have a very limited, completely verifiable, extraordinarily constrained program where they might have some medical research or other things they could do, but there is no inherent right to enrich. And everywhere in this particular agreement, it states that they could only do that by mutual agreement, and that nothing is agreed on until everything is agreed on. That language appears at least twice in significant places in this agreement. So there is no agreement that they can enrich. They have ability to negotiate it, but they could only gain that capacity to have some enrichment, as some countries do, if they live up to the whole set of terms necessary to prove it's a peaceful program.
Countries that live by the NPT are permitted to have a peaceful nuclear program. That means they can produce power for their nation with a nuclear plant. Japan has very intrusive inspection, and they enrich and they're engaged in producing fuel and doing their capacity. Now, Iran has already mastered the fuel cycle, folks. They did that a number of years ago. When President George W. Bush was president in 2003, the Bush administration policy was no enrichment. And Iran went from 164 centrifuges to 19,000 that are installed, and there's claims of some others being out there, which we're going out. So, you know, they've learned how to enrich. By the way, a different administration had an opportunity to stop them or do something, and they didn't. So we are where we are today. They know how to do the fuel cycle. And the question is going to be, what restraints can you put on that now in a way that guarantees you that you know they're not going to build a nuclear weapon?